The 25th Infantry Division is adding HIMARS missile launchers to its division artillery. Let's talk about it. The division is trialing the conversion of one of their cannon artillery battalions into a HIMARS rocket artillery battalion. This may be replicated in other light divisions after they validate the concept at JPMRC later this year. This would be the first time that a rocket artillery has been organic to the division as a rule since the modular force reform in the mid-2000s, when the Heavy Division lost its M270 MLRS battalion and general support. The 25th Infantry Division, part of US Army Pacific, is appropriate as a testbed because the Pacific is characterized by vast distances, and destroying an enemy vessel is a lot easier with one of those new precision strike missiles than it is with a light howitzer. Other Army programs like the Multi-Domain Task Force and the Marine Corps' Marine Littoral Regiments also go in on missile-based long-range fires in this theater, although it may not be limited to the Pacific. In this video, we're getting into details regarding their transformation that haven't hit the news yet. But first, the featured Patreon and member task force is the 1st Siege Artillery Group. Their mascot is the Spitting Viper, and they have the heavy artillery. By the way, I have some new patches coming in for Sergeants Major within the next month, so keep an eye out for that. Before transformation, the 25th Infantry Division had 2 cannon battalions, formerly organic to their 2nd and 3rd Brigade combat teams. Infantry BCTs now reorganizing as MBCTs on the Infantry Squad vehicle. These are now organic to the 25th Infantry Division Artillery Brigade, but maintained a direct support relationship with their brigades. The battalions are called 3rd Battalion, 7th Field Artillery Regiment, or 3-7, and 2nd Battalion, 11th Field Artillery, or 2-11. This type of battalion is MTO to Headquarters and Headquarters Battery, 2 M119 105mm howitzer batteries with 6 tubes each, 1 M777 155mm howitzer battery with 6 tubes, and an attached forward support company from their supported brigade's Light or Brigade Support Battalion. The reorganization that the DoD has actually announced will see 211 reorganized as a HIMARS battalion, what they're calling a long-range fires battalion. 105s will be consolidated within 3-7, expanding their Alpha and Bravo batteries to 8 guns each, much like it was in 105 batteries before the mid to late 2010s. The remaining 8 105s will be divested, and 211's Alpha and Bravo batteries are converting to HIMARS immediately. This battalion will be an older 2x8 structure, meaning it consists of 2 batteries of 8 launchers each, split into 2 platoons each. The Army actually started converting HIMARS battalions to a new 3x9 structure back in 2021. That means battalions consisting of 3 batteries of 9 launchers each, split into 3 platoons each. Why they're doing 2x8 here I don't know, but my guess is it could be to limit the number of launchers required to make the change, as 3x9 has 11 more. That's significant if they roll it out to the other light divisions. The DoD also stated that their 6 M777s will be divested. However, I'm told that 211's Charlie battery is not going away immediately, and it'll retain its 155s for the time being. What it will become is uncertain, but it seems a decision hasn't been made. If they ever decide to expand the battalion to a 3x9 structure or add a different type of missile, the battery's guts already being in place would probably be helpful. The graphic I posted on my Instagram visualizing the news doesn't include Charlie 211 because it wasn't in the news. Sorry, Cobras. But anyway, another Div RD4 structure change has been the consolidation of Battalion Target Acquisition Platoons, formerly organic to the Cannon Battalion Headquarters Battery, to a dedicated Target Acquisition Battery directly under the Div RD. These are counterfire radars, not forward observers. There's not yet been a decision made on fire support platoons and teams, or maneuver battalion and brigade fire cells, which are organic to the direct support artillery battalion HQs, but habitually attached to their supported maneuver units. Outside of the realm of artillery, the 25th Div RD also provides administrative support to the 125th Intelligence and Electronic Warfare Battalion, 125th Signal Battalion, and Division HQ and HQ Battalion. The DoD stated that the 125th IEW Battalion is planned to be converted into a multi-domain fires battalion, which I'm guessing is a multi-domain effects battalion. However, I've also been told that that plan has been cancelled despite it being publicly announced less than a month ago, so it might be a nothing burger. Something about the Intelligence Center of Excellence being unhappy. MI4 structure is an enigma. I'll put the organization of a multi-domain effects battalion on screen anyway, in case that cancellation gets cancelled.
Wow.
The 125th Signal Battalion, meanwhile, is a consolidation of the division's brigade signal companies. These were under the auspices of the Brigade Engineer Battalions, but force structure changes called for the BEBs in certain division types to be stood down, and the Combat Engineer Companies consolidated at the division level for attachment to the brigades. Different divisions have different solutions for handling the orphan non-engineer companies. In terms of operational concept, this new Divardi structure isn't exactly what it was like before brigade combat teams became the units of action. Depending on division type, each brigade would at least get a whole battalion of howitzers in direct support of it. Certain divisions would also get a heavier unit in general support of the entire division. In light infantry divisions, not including airborne or air assault, this was a battery of towed 155mm howitzers. In heavy divisions, this was a battalion of 18 M270 MLRS. HIMARS wasn't in service yet, so the heavier general support artillery was always additional to the direct support artillery, not in place of it. But with the cancellation of the extended range cannon artillery, the hopes of general support artillery were on ice beyond rumors of divisional HIMARS. How the 25th's artillery gets employed, especially in a non-maritime environment, is up in the air, and they're going to test the concept at JPMRC. The most basic interpretation would be 3-7 providing close support for both brigades, with 2-11 in general support, but they could do something weird like having a HIMARS battery in direct support of each brigade too. It's too early to tell, and it's unclear if other divisions will go the route of converting an already existing DS cannon battalion, or even transferring a core rocket artillery battalion to fill the role instead of raising a new battalion. That'd certainly be the most austere way of accomplishing it. Rumors that 13 Mikes are getting orders to the 10th Mountain Division don't suggest that it's going to be theater specific, and there is the possibility that different divisions will have different ways of resourcing a HIMARS battalion. Thanks again to my patrons and channel members who allow me to make these videos. When you sign up, you'll get access to my members-only Discord, private videos on even more niche topics, and patrons at certain tiers get merch benefits too, so go check that out and I'll see you over there.